I just swallowed the last bite of my burger. Oh my gosh. Hey, everybody. Glad you're here. My signal might not be great. I apologize. But we're going to talk about managing finances for your trucking business today because I think some of us need to revisit that. I know I do. I need to review it all the time. Anyhow, we'll do that right after this.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charley from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Well, here we are. I know a lot of y'all don't believe it, but look, I'm out on the road. I'm way up in Canada right now. Oh my God. Where am I? Is it Elkhorn, Wisconsin? I think that's where it is. Where the hell am I? I don't even know where I am. Yeah, I think that's where it is. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm at a Love's chilling out. Uh Chris Hamilton, what did we learn in Phoenix? Uh yeah, there's a lot going on there. Um None of which we can put out yet. But I can say I am extremely optimistic about some things that are going to be changing soon. Ugh, yes. Let's see. Hey, by the way, Craig was number one. Oh, look, Jeff decided to grace us with his presence. How kind of him. Look at that. There he is. Well, hey, Jeff,
Hey.
the other guy. That's funny. Oh, it's not right.
Yes.
Oh my God. Craig was first. He threw it up there. Trucker Tim came in second. Donna couldn't count. Then she realized, uh-oh, she's third. She
It goes
tried.
fast.
It does, man. But good to see y'all. Glad you're here. Chris, how's it going, everybody? Tim, Brian Jess, James Vaughn, good Lord, Life on 18 Wheels. Michael Fowler. Michael Fowler won the picture contest at Swift.
There
So
was
he
a
won
picture
stuff.
contest.
Yeah, for DAW,
Oh, okay,
uh,
cool.
which is awesome. Jim Wall placed in the top three in the Phoenix Rodeo. That was awesome. I think Tim did something. Tim, did you win the rodeo in Memphis or something like that? Didn't I read that somewhere?
Did they try to recruit you to go to Phoenix and be on the
Oh
team?
my God. Michael Fowler, Jonah Green, Bitcoin John, what's going on? Tim Wall, there you are. Wait. No. Sorry, going to. Is it a good time to be an OTR driver?
I don't know, Bitcoin John, is it?
Right.
You let us know.
Oh, so in Phoenix, sorry, I'm going back to the trucker rodeo thing. So I'm just gonna throw this out there, okay?
Here we go.
Wait, no, this is legit. You know it's legit. So me and another guy, another owner operator, tied
All right.
for first. Same
Mhm.
score. Then they're like, well, then they look at time. Same time. So I said, hey, let's get back out on the pad. Let's settle it. They're like, no, we'll do something like a trivia question unless you guys can talk it out and, for the prize because it was a set of steer tires. And full disclosure, I really needed a set of steer tires.
So you made a deal with the devil.
I made a deal with the devil. And what that did was, even though I got the first prize, I had to say and be willing to accept them to call the other guy first place and me second place.
Yeah, and he hasn't stopped talking about it since.
Oh, I've been hurt ever since. It was just the way they did
I'm
it. That's
surprised.
all.
I'm surprised you can sit down with all that butt hurt.
Listen, Linda, calm down. So here was their deal. Here was their motivator. Okay, the company guy that won the rodeo in Phoenix was a Phoenix driver. The student driver that won the rodeo was a Phoenix student. By the way, perfect score
Yeah, that
on the
guy.
student. He had a perfect score in the rodeo. The student, he, if we were all competing, he would have beat me badly because, like, I'm just saying, I did not have a perfect score. Anyhow, and then the owner operator that they wanted to name as first was a Phoenix driver. So they wanted to be able to say that they swept it. They whatever. I got steer tires. I'm just saying. I got steer tires. And I went and straight up put them right on the truck because it was bad. Look, I either got them installed on, I either won them at the rodeo or I had to buy them on Saturday. That's where I was. I wasn't leaving the yard without new steer tires.
Right.
So there you go. It worked out. It was fun though. We did talk to a lot of people. I think there's some exciting stuff that's going to be fantastic coming. We just can't tell you what that is yet because reasons. I do apologize for that, but I know people are going to be like, "Hey, what'd you learn? What'd you find out?" and all that. So I'm pretty excited. We
When
just
we
have
get
to
the
be careful
go
what we
ahead to
say.
talk, when we get the go ahead to talk about it, we will.
Sorry, my camera's going to do weird things because this truck next to me is very bright.
You're all pixelated on my end. Is anybody else seeing a pixelated Charlie?
No, it's probably me because my signal's wonky out here, Jeff.
In Canada?
Yeah, go figure. I don't know why. I think it's because we're going through StreamYard. Like, because on our Zoom call, it was fine, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell you, Charlie.
Oh, you dirty person, you.
I was on the old headset going across the freaking bridge in
Right.
California. So somebody up here mentioned that the biggest problem they have today is they have a fly in their truck. I wish I had a lot of flies in my truck. I have not been west of I-5 in probably 8 or 9 years on purpose.
Right.
And so here's what happened. You guys know that I can kind of negotiate a little bit where I'm at. So they said, hey, we got this load going to San Francisco. And I'm like, nope, not interested. About an hour and a half later, they call me back. So what's it going to take to get you to go to San Francisco? I don't know. So I got a $400 bump for it. I'm like, well, it didn't work last week, so I probably ought to do it. It's an extra $400. Not worth it. It was not worth the extra $400 to go to San Francisco. Today, it took me 7 hours to go 242 miles. Today, not happy. It's California, man.
He was so pleasant on the phone today.
I was not. I was not.
It was magical.
I'm upset. This is
You
me
know,
upset.
You know, one of the cool things with Phoenix is Tony Dennis came down there
Yes, he did.
and we introduced him to people.
Mm-hmm.
Jim just said, is that you at the 49er?
Shit, I've been found out.
Oh, potty mouth.
Yes, I'm at the 49er. I just had a half rack. I got here about an hour ago. That's why I was late. I had to get out of the truck, bro. I had to get out of the truck. I was like,
take note, it wasn't me that dropped any sort of word.
hey, she says the Sherry word all the time. So that's what we call it at our house, the Sherry word. So I have this sister-in-law, Donna's half-sister, that actually thinks that the word crap and poop is worse than the word shit.
And apparently,
And so
James met
so that's-
someone named Tanya and thought they were cool, so that's good.
yeah. So that's the Sherry word at our house. Oh, but yeah, Jim, I'm
good
at the
stuff.
49er.
You should
But-
go tickle him. It would be fun.
No. I'm not in the mood, Charlie. Leave me alone.
Tickle him. Tickle him.
The only reason I'm on the show is because Charlie will tell people to go tickle me, like double down on that if I don't get on the show.
Bitcoin John wants to know what's your next trip to what's the price for your next trip to California, Jeff?
I'm going to ask for $1,000 next time and see if they. We'll see how high they go. I mean, honestly, Charlie, I've been doing this over here for what, 4 months now,
Right.
and because 18 years in a situation where nothing was negotiable, really, I'm still getting used to it. I thought I was asking for a lot of money. You know, a $400 bump for a 500-mile load, that's pretty good, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking they're going to say no to this. Dude, lady on the other end of the phone, we can do that. Jumped right on, and I'm like, crap. There's nothing worse than when you're in the middle of something that you can negotiate and you give the offer, they're like, done. That
right.
tells you that you probably should have asked for more.
You definitely underbid.
Yes. But I don't know any better, man. I'm dumb right now on this stuff.
Right.
It's still interesting, though, that I
That's
can do
the fun
that.
part, though, I think. It's
Yeah.
frustrating and fun all at the same time.
Well, you know, when you're looking at stuff like this, you know, and I should have, you know, I know quite a few people, not like they're Facebook friends, right? Not people that are over to the house or anything, or that I'm going to probably meet. But look at how they negotiate with brokers. They do that all the time. They just come in real high, like insanely high, like $4 a mile, and then they'll take like 280, right? They always come in high like that, and it works for them. So
Chris is trying to get you to spill the beans. That's funny. Look, you know, they were real nervous about Jeff going there. It was funny. They're like, you make sure and tell Jeff he can't recruit here. And Jeff's like, hey, I was planning on recruiting 10 company guys into the contractor division, but if you don't want me to do that, that's fine. They're like, wait, slow down, buddy, slow down.
Oh, so this was interesting. So Charlie and I have been going to Driver Appreciation Week together for about the last 3 years. It's been 3 years, right?
Yeah.
This is our third one. This is the first time that someone has walked Kevin Knight up to us to introduce us to him.
Yeah, like brought him to us. It was weird because usually I see that dude and I'm like, I'm just not even gonna walk up and you know, I mean, he's like shaking hands with everybody. They like brought him over to us. It was cool.
Yeah, so that tells me that we might be making waves. I don't know,
We're
but yeah. So
finally.
he's like, of course, you know, the big dog, right? He's asking, so where are you guys from? And Charlie jumps right in. Well, you know, I'm out of Troutdale, but I live in Florida.
It was fun.
They talked for a little bit, and I'm just so Dave.
How long
Tillman
you been here? Oh,
Dave,
16 years.
Dave Tillman was standing there, Charlie standing there, and Kevin Knight standing there. And then he looks at me, and I'm just looking at Charlie and Dave, and I'm like,
It was
what do
the
I
greatest
say?
thing. It was great. Kevin says to Jeff, So where do you run out of, Jeff? And he's like, oh, well, I live over. I'm out of the
I
Tooele
live in
area.
I live in Tooele, and he's like, I know where that's at. What terminal are you out of? And I'm like, shit.
I did it again, Jeff. Anyhow, that's
That one
too.
deserved it.
Yeah, it was. You should have seen his face because he was so trying to be really good about this, and
Yeah.
then kept like, well,
So
you know
so
what?
check this out though. I told him, well, I was at Swift for 18 years, but now I'm off helping a small fleet owner somewhere else build his fleet. He's like,
Right,
oh, that's cool. What carrier is it at? I'm like, Panther. He's like, we almost bought them a couple years ago.
right. But they didn't like the business model. They're like, that expedited nothing but that's a tough market.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. We almost bought them a couple years ago. I'm like, okay. Oh, but yeah, it was interesting being a foreigner basically at the Swift terminal.
It was fun though,
Got to see all my old friends except Becky. Becky was on vacation.
right? What is that about? What a
I
weird.
don't know.
I don't know. I hope everything's good because it seemed like a weird time to take a vacation. But
We had this plan to kidnap her Bucky the Beaver. She's got in her office and take rude pictures of it and send it to her on her cell phone. But
so Trucker Tim said, if Adam is the CEO of Knight Swift, what is Kevin Knight's role now? Kevin Knight's role has still been. He is the chairman of the board of Knight Swift Holdings Company. That's where he's been for quite some time.
so there's a difference between the president of a company and a CEO. You know that, right, Charlie?
Yes, sir.
So like, if we ever actually I don't know, make any money at this, we'll probably hire Colton Lawrence as our CFO because that's what he does.
Jeff's the CEO of Contractors Corner.
Yeah, you're the president, so it all falls on you, Bo. See how quickly I did that?
No, I'm the CCC. Remember, I am the chief content curator
Okay.
for Contractors Corner. I couldn't say all those together if I tried.
But a lot of companies like ours though, and this is kind of interesting for you guys because this show's about business. Yeah, we're truckers and we do trucking, but just think about business for a second. A lot of other people that do consulting and things like that, like we do here on the show, and that's our side gig. Once they make it, they actually hire a CEO. They don't run their own company. They hire a CEO to do it, and then they go and do what they love to do.
Right? Take the top
Pretty
board
interesting.
position and get the final pow. No, yes, we do that.
Right.
So Chris, are you dead set on a Swift owner operator backpack, or would you accept one without
one
the
that says
owner
Swift.
operator logo on it? Because I may or may not have we may or may not have acquired a good Swift backpack
Yes.
with you
and
in
a
mind.
blanket. And
Yeah,
absolutely, we did not acquire a blanket.
No. I don't remember who they listed as the top dog at US Express. I knew at one point for about 32 seconds. I know that the VP of retention is Tracy Dover. Love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool thing. All right, Chris. Well, then I've got something for you. I'm just saying, I'm in Wisconsin, bro. Any chance you're nearby? Because I'm leaving Wisconsin tomorrow morning as fast as I possibly can. I have a 5 a.m. delivery in Milwaukee, a live unload. And if I don't have a load on me when I'm empty, I am deadheading from Milwaukee to Florida so I can get home and hopefully not have to paddle out of or into my neighborhood. Jeff made faces. That was cool.
What does it say? We've been live for an hour and 21 minutes.
I don't know. Mine says 18 minutes and 51 seconds.
Mine does not. That's weird. Of course, I have been listening to the brand new Skippy book, so maybe I'm on the other end of a micro wormhole or something.
You know, speaking of that, I have 11 hours and 2 minutes left of that book, Jeff.
It's a trip.
Yeah. I've got 3 books loaded up right now, ready to go, and I'm like tripping because they're all books I want to hear. It's funny.
Any business
And,
books, or is it all
no,
fiction?
no, no. This is all fiction right now.
Hmm.
You saw me before, or you heard about what I was listening to before, Daw, over and over and over again, and I think it
Yeah.
helped. Not as much as I wish it had, but whatever. Oh, we had good talks at Daw though, by the way. But you know what? You know what our focus is today, Jeff. We need to talk about managing your trucking business finances, because
Uh,
um. So wait. I had a conversation with Tony Dennis, and I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people over the last few weeks. And Jeff and I get in these one-on-one conversations about, how people are managing their funds and things like that. And I want to I want to say something that may or may not be a popular thing to say. Okay. You need to manage your home finances first. And here's why I'm going to say that. A lot of people are getting into this contracting thing, and they've got insane house bills. Um, I'm not even gonna bust out on Sean right now. Sean's actually making some adult choices right now, which I know he hates, but he's making some adult choices. He is regrouping on his back end right now in his house bills, and I am all for that, Sean. Keep on that train, sir. You're gonna benefit from it in the long run. But we have people that come into this with extremely high house bills, and they think, oh, well, I'll just be a contractor because they make so much more money. You could, but not always, and not everyone, right? So if you can manage your home expenses first, and then come into this having spoken to someone like Jeff or myself, about getting yourself set up the right way and managing your expenses from the get go, it's a whole lot easier to keep you right than it is to get you right when you're in a hole of 10 grand, right? And then, if you want to buy a truck, a shiny pickup truck that you're going to drive 3 days a month, great. Build into that. Stop it.
why you got to make fun of me?
I wasn't even making fun of you. You
I
pulled that
haven't
on
even
yourself.
I haven't even bought it yet.
You pulled that. You threw yourself in the guilty thing there. That wasn't me. I was talking about other people. Anyhow, but
So what you're saying is, because it sounds backwards to me, because I think differently.
I know.
I think of the business as taking care of the home finances. But what you're saying is, before you even get in, make
Right.
sure you have a solid foundation. Make sure you're not overextended on your personal credit.
Right.
Get your house in order before you even go into business. That's the
Yes.
best way to do it.
And a step further, you're in business now and you're still struggling. You've been doing the things we're talking about and you're still struggling. Why is that? What is it you can do on the home front to make sure that your business is okay? Because here's the thing, you're going to pay that stuff at the house first, that shiny truck, the house payment, I mean, whatever, right? Before you take care of your truck, which is backwards. But it's going to happen. And you're going to start slacking on maintenance, or you're going to not pay your insurance bill.
Uh,
That's the Tony Dennis conversation earlier. There's several people out there that haven't paid their insurance. Case in point, there might be one out there who had never paid a single bit of their premium and got hurt. And now they won't even take a call from Seabright, but they're wanting money. But they think Seabright's just calling for the money. Seabright is trying to call to set up the claim, to process
right.
the claim. The claim is on hold because they can't get the story from the driver. They need the story from the driver, but the driver's dodging Seabright because they're worried about the money. I froze. but they're worried about the money. But they've never paid a single payment on their insurance, yet they're still covered. I don't understand it. You're already saving, a couple $100 on your insurance. If you're purchasing fuel, if you're driving slower, you should be saving an extra $1,500 a month over what you would if you hadn't followed anything at all that we've ever recommended. Right? I mean, if you follow one thing that we recommend, you'll do better. If you do a couple of things, you'll be doing much better. But they're paying off things at the house because I don't know, everybody's different, right? But I think a lot of people, I think they're like they say, living a champagne life on a beer can budget.
Yep.
And you got to build to that. Maybe you were there before. Maybe you got into this when we were booming, right? And you built your life around that boom. We've been saying it all along. The bottom was going to fall out. The bottom's going to fall out. Don't live high on the hog right now. Squirrel some of that away to make it through the tough times. And quite a few people we're seeing, left and right, just dropping out. And understand that if you don't have insurance and something happens, you're hosed. Absolutely hosed. And even worse, if your insurance gets canceled, you're not pulling freight. Swift is going to get notified. You're going to put it on safety hold. You're not hauling the freight, and you're going back to Swift's insurance or someone else's inferior, god-awful, terrible product. Like, I don't know, OIDA.
Progressive.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, OIDA is cheaper for their physical damage, right? Do you want to know why? Because they don't have gap coverage. If your truck isn't paid for it, you need gap coverage. You have to have it? No. Should you have it? 100%. Because if you total your truck, they're going to pay you what the truck market says your truck is worth. And let's say, I don't know, I haven't looked this week. I think I'm around $160,000 owed on this truck that I'm in now, but the market says it's only worth $130,000. So that's $35,000 deficit that I still owe on this truck. If I total it today and I only had OIDA, they're going to pay the market value, and I still owe $35,000, which IEL is absolutely legally entitled to get. And they will come after you. Make no mistake, because they have been doing that. And look, Chris, that's a great way to do it, Chris. Pay yourself a certain mileage amount, no more, save the rest. Right?
So Hammy had a question, and he's going to bed, so let's answer this real quick.
Go.
Before I sleep, just a quick question. Things to do in buying a used truck outside what inspections and things I need to look out, and how many days is the warranty for the truck? I'll take it backwards. Warranty on the truck is going to depend on what state you buy it in, first of all. Some states have laws about that, others don't. And what kind of deal the dealership gives you.
Right.
Now, as far as what to do as far as inspections and stuff, I would absolutely go have it put on a dyno before you buy it. Make sure that all that horsepower is actually getting to the ground and all that stuff. Have it checked out.
If you're buying the truck for $5,000, I wouldn't worry about the dyno.
Yeah, but you're like a $40,000, $50,000 truck.
Right.
I would
Absolutely. I would get a dyno done. They're like $1,000, $2,000, something like that for a dyno, a proper dyno.
Yeah, I know the one from Pittsburgh's a little more expensive, but they actually had their engineer go over the data. So I think that was like $2,200. But yeah, it's worth doing to make sure you're not getting a truck that's going to put you in the poorhouse. I would say
to an unbiased mechanic at the very least. Yeah.
I would not take a dealership's word for it. They might be nice guys, family men, God-fearing men, what have you. But let's be real. A lot of these dealerships, they kind of kick the tires and say, "Yep, nothing's falling off. Let's put it on the lot."
Right.
I know that if you go to Aero Truck Sales and you tell them you want an outside mechanic to look at it, they will get some information from you so they can have you arrested if you steal the truck,
Right.
hand you the keys, and let you go take it somewhere. They're really good. I've never personally done business with them, but I've heard nothing but good things about them from people that have. Buyer beware on used trucks.
Right. It's a tough thing.
You
I
know,
mean, you really need a mechanic you can trust.
there's really only two possibilities when buying any truck. It's either going to last you 10 years or it's going to last 20 minutes. That's what I see out there.
Right.
New truck, used truck, doesn't matter. So let's not have that argument. Oh, used trucks are whatever. No,
So funny
it's
thing,
either a solid truck or it's not.
when I bought Chewy, I had an absolute panic moment. I had dumped every single penny into the down payment on Chewy. I had a trip almost directly straight down to Phoenix from there and ended up on the side of the road thinking okay, I even got the truck to the Phoenix shop and they also thought that I had just blown the motor.
Oh,
Turned out I got lucky. I just, the big tubes, I don't know what they're called, the big rubber tubes that go into the charge air cooler.
mm-hmm.
One of those had blown off, and because of that pressure being released, oil got sucked through the whole thing and shot oil everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So they thought it had just come apart. And luckily it turned out to just be the charge air cooler. But I'm going to tell you, I went into deep, dark panic mode because I was in a hotel that I couldn't even pay for. Like literally, I had no idea how I was going to get out of that mess because I was 132% into that truck at the very start, thinking, all right, I just need to make it a month. I didn't make it through the first load.
So if Charlie back then followed the advice of Charlie today,
right,
you would have had a little bit more money in the bank.
100%.
At least enough to pay for a hotel for, I would say, 7 to 10 days.
Right. Oh, it was bad. It was heart stopping. I'm telling you, it was a really bad time. But yeah, so hey, I'm sorry, man. You know how I get, but hey, I appreciate that. We appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys don't have to do that, but we dig it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. Hammy, we
Patrick,
actually
good
know
to
where
see
you can get a decent truck for 60 grand right now in Mississippi.
Yep. Reach out to Jeff or myself. We might be able to get you
Hooked up.
some trucks to look at, man. Brian just said Dyno and Freightliner in Tifton, Georgia was $650 with a DOT inspection. So there you go. That's not bad.
Trucker
Yeah.
Tim, no, we brought this point up before. Did people do it? Did you do it, Charlie, when you leased your 23?
Nope.
If I ever lease another truck, I'll use some of what I get for my current truck and to use a dyno within that 30-day window. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, in my defense, I did have a brand new truck and I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I think on an MRP, I would absolutely do that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't think I'd take an MRP without a dyno. I don't know, man. We've seen a lot of wonky MRPs, and we've seen some that were absolutely golden for them.
Yeah.
Coin toss. I don't know. But with all these things, how's your truck shopping going, Charlie?
Charlie and I will look forward to a discussion between Charlie and I first quarter of next year.
Jeff's gonna yell at me again.
Yeah,
but it's
fun. Everybody knows the answer we give for that. It depends. That's the answer. But we definitely we'll go over numbers on each side, and that way, when you guys have to make that choice, lease another truck or buy out or go get a $60,000 truck from someone, do it with your eyes open and know what each option costs you, and look at your time horizon and this and that. It's a whole thing. It's a thing, right? Charlie. It's a thing.
Look, so get this. So on Thursday, this past Thursday, they were legitimately going to let me out of my lease to put me in 25. I was going to take another
birthday.
For my birthday. They were prepping a truck for my birthday And well, okay, look, they're gonna charge me money up front. I already know this because of the conversation we had. It's not just gonna be a
Well, you know what Brett
zero
said
down deal
was
again.
go take your truck over there for inspection, and then we'll talk about what the down payment looks like. That was his
Right,
exact words.
right. And yeah, and it was a funny thing. Oh, thank you, Chris. Um,
The
but
Donna agrees with you, Charlie.
right, 100% manage your home finances, or no amount of money coming in will ever be enough. That I believe that. You know, if you've got $10,000 a month worth of bills at home, and you can only scrounge $9,000 worth of net revenue every month, you've got a problem. You know, what are you going to do? I mean, the bottom line in most of the big carriers, which is what most of our audience is, comes out a pretty even at the bottom.
Mhm.
Ida, I'm trying to get down there. I have a delivery tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And then if I don't have a load, I'm deadheading straight down to Florida. Anyhow, Ida's down
And
there in the cone of that.
Hammy makes another good point. You know, a lot
Sorry
of
to
the
do that.
problem with MRPs is previous owner didn't take care of the truck because they know they got to turn it in. And you know,
Right,
Hamy's got a truck. He got it brand spanking new. He's got 1.2 million miles on it now.
right.
He took care of it. He did all the maintenance. A lot of these guys that have let's you got to do what's best for you and your business, right? If you know that you're going to turn in a truck every 4 years because that's just your business model, and this is a problem, Charlie, that I have with Swiss maintenance program and
Right.
what do they call that, where you can buy your company truck?
The
I mean,
FX program.
the FX program. I've seen their maintenance, man. I've seen their maintenance, and I'm not interested in buying one of their fleet trucks.
I've had a whole battle over the maintenance stuff, and good God, when I was told when I took in the contract the first time on this 23, they're like, "We don't do that stuff. You're the first person that's ever asked for this stuff to be done." I'm like, "Wait, what?" That's
Yeah,
crazy to me. And that's the basic maintenance that's supposed to be required. That is supposed to be done by the manufacturer, even, because that's where they got that
right.
list from. You know?
Oh, hey, Charlie.
Yes,
Since you
sir.
were talking about insurance here, this a little bit ago.
Yeah.
So we've teased this before. This software system that y'all have because you have Seabright Insurance. Now, there's been some issues with that since we started it. Next week, they're going to start bringing that up live. And we're still talking to Tony about what that looks like. And we'll get in there and learn it ourselves, and then we'll do a class on it. And that one there, Charlie, that one's just going to be on YouTube. I think that's not even going to be
Yeah.
something you pay for because you know you have it because you have insurance. But this thing is going to allow you to keep your own records. So your driver's file that you all heard Tony
Yeah.
say that you got to have a driver's file. And honestly, I thought I had one until
Until
two
you
weeks
didn't.
ago when I needed a copy of some stuff, and I went to where I thought my driver's file was, and I'm like, "Oh, Donna, where did that stuff go?" And she's like, "Well, it's in the thing," and I'm like, "I just looked at it; it's not in the thing."
Right.
So I'm technically out of compliance because I don't have a driver's file, right? This will be it'll enable you to upload all your documents. It'll be on the cloud and it's completely compliant. The other thing that I'm going to stress that you use it for, because you know, on my 2016, the day I left Swift, Charlie, guess what I lost access to
Yeah.
because I didn't print them out. All my
Right.
maintenance record on that 950,000 mile truck.
Right.
So if I go to sell it now, you know, Hammy, one of the things you ask for if you're buying a used truck, where's the maintenance records, right? I
Right.
figure that probably takes at least $5,000 off the price of my truck because I don't have the maintenance records anymore.
Yep.
Can't just print them out because as soon as you leave a big carrier that you're leased to, that's you lose access to that portal where all your records are. So with this, you could just transfer stuff over and it's yours forever. And really neat little system. We had full disclosure. We looked at it about a year ago and we were like, I had no idea how to use this. So what we're
But
gonna
we're
do is
gonna learn really fast.
we're gonna get with the software developer guy, and we're gonna sit him down and say, look, we are not ending this call until Charlie and I understand this software.
Right.
We need to know how to use it because we got to teach people how to use it. And it also helps our argument with carriers like Swift
Right.
that our insurance program is better than theirs. I'm just saying. I'll say it, Charlie. I can say it. Our insurance is better. We've got all sorts of compliance stuff in there. It's good to go. All your
Right.
certificates will be on the cloud. That way, if you lose your certificate or whatever, you can just print another one out. You don't have to call and
Yep.
say, "Hey, I lost my certificate." They're gonna say, "Well, go to Tim's. That's the software. Print yourself out another certificate."
Right. You'll be able to just pull it up on your phone even and see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I don't know what happened, but for whatever reason, I don't have my certificate of insurance. Oh, wait. Here,
Mm-hmm.
officer. Here it is.
Everywhere but California, you can do that. I think
Right. Um,
California won't even take the PDF of your CAT scale.
that's
Yeah. So anyway,
that's the thing. No, hey me, I hear you, man. Um, it's God, I hated doing retiring Chewy. It still bothers me to this day.
it's
I
still at
need,
your property though. You haven't
yeah, and
retired nothing. It's just out. It's eating grass. That's what it's doing. It's
yeah, that's
happy.
about all she's doing. She's sinking in the sand. I think that's what's happening. Pretty soon she's gonna be like frame on the ground. That's gonna be a sad day. I'm gonna have to do something. But yeah, but on the finances things, guys, we can teach you and harp on it, control your spending on the business, right? And some of you guys on a mileage contract, you don't have a lot of negotiating power to get a higher rate. Some things may change in the near future for certain people. um it's it is what it is. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when
I'll say it, Charlie. It's a thing that you signed.
right, it's a contract. So but what we've seen, and we see it time and time again. Well, you find out that they were just barely scraping by as a company driver,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they make the leap to contract because they're listening to the unicorns with the rainbows and all of that. And I know Ida loves unicorns, and she's absolutely smart enough not to follow the unicorn because she knows it's going to lead her to the devil. I'm just saying, but or maybe not. I don't know. I love you, Ida. You're my favorite Ida I've ever met in my life. Um, but if you were barely making it then, you're setting yourself up for failure making the leap. You know, Jeff and I are currently working on our full blown back end system where we're going to be able to sit down with you. We're gonna say, all right, we need list out your house bills. That's all you got to do. List out your house bills. We're gonna have you fill out a form, and we're gonna generate a report for you based on our knowledge of different carriers and things like that on what you can expect. And then we're gonna send that form back to you, and we're gonna discuss what we see with you.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk, real data, so that you can make an informed decision. Look for that coming in the near future for those of you who are thinking about making the leap. Reach out to us before you reach out to me or Jeff before you even talk to a recruiter at any of these big carriers. Let us help get you set up straight. Uh, Much like Chris Hamilton here, we got to talk to Chris for several weeks before he ever made the leap, and the dude is testament to what it can be like if you go into it prepared beforehand. Because Chris has done fantastic things. He's had his bumps and bruises here and there, but he's been profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell you. But I'm going to say it. You know, I believe we had a big part of that. I mean, a lot of it falls on him to actually do the things that we talk about. Yeah, and
Yeah,
watch
you,
old
you know,
old shows.
yeah, we can tell you what we've experienced. We can teach you what we know. Help you get. We can guide you around some of the very pitfalls that we experienced
Right.
because you know why make the same dumb mistakes that Charlie and Jeff made if we could tell you what happened and how we would have done things differently.
I can assure you, if you slam your face into a brick wall, you're going to cut something and it's going to suck. Don't do that. Take that advice at least.
Right.
It's that kind of thing.
And but at the end of the day, and I know everybody loves that cliche, at the end of the day, it's really up to each of us to take that advice and actually do something with it. The biggest hindrance to success that I see out there is, and Charlie and I, we see this every day with groups that we're involved with on Facebook. Oh yeah, I want to do this thing, but no, but you want to do the thing, go do the thing.
Right.
This lack of action that people have. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, seriously, let's think about what the worst thing that could happen if you just totally fall on your face. You might lose your house. You might lose some stuff. But what did you learn? And can you go back and get back in the game with that new knowledge and be better off?
Right.
The second or third go around. On the other owner operator page, the other one, Charlie. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
I will ask people that are quitting. Oh, so are you just done, or do you plan on getting back in the game later on?
Right.
Because if you're done, I get it. It's a hard business. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. It is hard. Not the way people think. It's not like you're out there swinging a hammer type hard, but it's a lot of endurance. It's an endurance race. That's what trucking is. It's an endurance race.
Right.
If you're done, you're done. I get it. But did you learn something from the experience?
Right.
Maybe you learned that being in business for yourself is not for you. And again, as much as Charlie and I love
that's a valuable education,
the game of entrepreneurship, it is absolute, dude. Just entrepreneurs in general. People think that the trucking industry is bad. 80% of owner operators fail in the first year. Do you know that that's 80% of all businesses? It's not just trucking. Fail in the first year. Trying to start your own business is difficult. It takes a lot of sacrifice in the first year or two. You got to decide, though, is it worth it? People ask us just today, is it worth it to be an owner operator? I don't know. It's worth it to me. It might not be worth it to you. Let's talk.
Right.
Why do you want to be an owner operator? Oh, I want a red truck. Then it's probably not going to be worth it. I'm just going to put that out there. Have a good reason for being in business.
Squirrel moment. Hey, Chris, Victor Jackson says he has an extra one with the owner operator logo on it.
Oh, nice.
He threw it out there. Just saying.
Good. Yeah, death before company. Yeah, right. I mean, and you know that when I took the contract over at Panther, I pulled the trigger too early. I didn't, and it almost was death, at least for my house.
Right.
It was not.
Right.
So learn that if you're going to hop carriers.
Fun times. Those were on the phone.
There's some great opportunities out there, but make sure that you plan for it better than Jeff did. Because I literally thought, oh, I'm just going to fly to Knoxville next week and pick up a truck. Nope. 30 days later, I'm still in processing in Panther.
Right.
Watching my accounts. Had to put the wife to work for the first time in, gosh, since forever. Yeah. Yeah, Ida's right. Ida says, I don't have the figures, but even as a company driver, you struggle the first year. Your first year as an owner is a test of everything you're made of.
Absolutely.
Ida, I will tell people straight up. A lot of people, I get accused of being money-centered, Charlie, but I'm really not. I see money differently. So it's not that I'm money-centered. I just see it as a yardstick to see how well I'm doing, and then as a tool. Money's a tool. But the truly money-centered people, they struggle with this, because I'll tell them, your first year as an owner-operator, you're not going to make as much as you did as a company driver. You won't hear any recruiter tell you that.
Right.
But it's true. There's a learning curve, man. You got to learn how to buy fuel. You got to learn where to get your insurance from. You got to learn how to change that relationship with the company you're leased to, or if you're just stepping out completely, the company that the companies that you're getting your freight from, the brokers or what have you. Um, you got to learn all that. There's a learning curve. You talk to at Landstar, they call owner operators BCOs. I can't remember what it stands for. Somebody's going to tell me I'm an idiot and tell me what it is here in a minute. Business capacity owners. Is that what it is, Charlie? Something like that. Anyway, you talk to the ones that'll actually sit down and talk to you about it, and they'll tell you, don't plan on making much money for the first 6 months to a year,
Right.
because you got to build those relationships. You know, they have guys go over there with experience like me and Charlie that just die.
Flounder and die.
Why? Because they're dealing with brokerages instead of planners, and there is actually a big difference there.
Right.
Once you learn that new system, and again, Panther was a different system than Swift. There's a learning curve. You know, I'm starting to get into it now. I'm starting to learn to negotiate a little bit. I'm starting to learn where the freight lanes really are, and say, hey, you know, I ain't going to Maine because I know you all don't have anything coming out there. So I'm going to go up there, and okay, you're going to give me an extra $300, but now you're only going to pay me 55 cents a mile to deadhead out of there.
Right.
How does that pencil out? No.
Right. So Brian just said, I've reached the point I don't even look at rate per mile very much because I know my cost per day, all in to include payroll and maintenance saving. I base decisions on the rate per day. Yeah, and in his model, that is absolutely.
Yep.
Kathy said, I learned so much my first year in my first truck. I had a Friday truck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike, sorry. I got distracted. What's up, Mike? Chris Hamilton, make sure if you do it, make sure your boss is a butthole. It helps. Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm
Because
famous
Rosie's boss is a jerk.
for whenever someone's asking those questions on Facebook, like, hey, how do you like your boss or whatever? I'm like, my boss is a jerk, man. I hate that guy.
Right?
Of course, I'm self-employed, so I
There
guess
you have it.
that's a me problem, right? My boss never lets me go home.
Yeah, and like Donna said, no matter what business, there's always a big learning curve at the start. I mean, that's just part of the game, you know? That's part of what draws many of us to this is, you know, okay, yeah, 80% of people are failing. I want to be part of that 20. I want to see if I can do it, right? Well, give yourself the tools, give yourself the ammunition to fight that battle because make no mistake, it is a battle. It's a war. And you have to win every battle. Well, or learn from the battle so that you can win the war. Winning the war is being a successful business owner, right? That evolved really quick right there in my head. That was awesome. Mike said, I was really lucky in my first 5 years. I started on Dedicated where I was good friends with the planners. Yeah, look, that's part of it. Relationships. I almost started today's show with relationships, and I think maybe that'll be next week.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that guy that lit me up a few months ago? He was like, that just sounds too much like kissing butt, and I don't kiss butt. And I'm like, well, you keep complaining that you don't get any loads, you're not making any money. I mean, part of business really is, actually, I would say the main part of business is forging good relationships,
right?
Customers, the whole community thing, right? The community of truckers out there. You might hear, hey, this Walmart DC needs help,
right?
So you make a phone call and find out, yeah, they're on a surge for about the next 6 weeks. Come on over.
Or if you've built those relationships beforehand, that DC may just reach out and call you. Hey, man, you've done some good work for us in the past. We could use some help right now. Before we put this out there to the masses, you think you could pop over here?
Yeah.
Just saying. You know, I've had it happen. I mean, there was a while there where I had multiple DCs calling me saying, "Hey, man, we could use your help. You're going to be in the area. Can you get over here?" And I'm like, no, I'm doing this thing over here at my favorite spot with the Target folks, and it's my favorite Ida. I'm just saying, whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's all these things involved, but I still believe it all starts at home. If you take care of your business, the business will take care of home. Okay, I say that all the time. But if home is so upside down to start with, you, there's a yin and yang there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't expect, a business with, uh, dare I say it, a limited cap on it, as most people start, and expect that to just jump up and cover the world. It doesn't work that way. So be realistic. If you're just going to jump carriers thinking you're going to chase a better rate somewhere, that doesn't work out for most people, and most people end up coming back, and they come back very um, beat down and down on themselves, and they're actually less likely to ask for help at that point. So if you're struggling and you're having a hard time, ask for help now. Do it before it's too late, before it gets so out of hand that I don't care what we say. It could just be a point where you're just you gotta stop, reset, regroup, and try again. You know. Um, oh, is that the new one, Jeff?
Yep, we just got the email.
Sweet. So that's up.
That's the one we did on profit and loss statements.
Oh, Michael Fowler, kissing butt? Question mark. I call it keeping everyone happy. I call it building relationships. There are people who I absolutely dislike. Seriously,
No.
it's a thing. For those of you counting, but for the sake of my business, for the sake of my customer, and things like that, I don't yell and scream at those people. There are many times when I would absolutely be justified in doing so because they're messing with my money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't lie to me. Don't steal from me. Don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my money. Those are things that make you dead to me. Dead. And I mean dead to me. I could walk past you, you'd be on fire. I wouldn't even notice the flames. Wouldn't smell the smoke. People have been that
Well, that's
point
because
in
of
my
your
life.
cigars.
Well, maybe. Brett Stewart kept walking past me when I'm smoking. God, those things stink. Oh, man, you need to quit that. I'm like, I'm going to stick 3 of them in the vent in your truck. It may or may not have happened. I don't know. I can tell you that if I did, he'd have a hard time finding him. No, I would never do that. But it's funny.
No, but we did contemplate it while we were outside having a discussion during DAW, didn't we?
Just because he was messing with me, he kept picking on me, man. It was funny watching him hug you. You looked so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that
I
was
enjoyed
interesting.
That. He walked up to Jeff. He shook my hand and just like, "Hey, Charlie, what's going on?" And walked up to Jeff. "Hey, Jeff, buddy," and he hugged him. And I was like, "The hell just happened here?"
And it was a lingering
hug.
hug.
Yeah. Like
I don't know what was up with
I
that.
felt uncomfortable, and that's hard to do. Just saying.
I think Rosie just had a blank look on her face. She was trying not to see it.
Right? You should have cupped his buttocks with one hand.
Should have had the GoPros going for that.
That would have made the day right there. I would have loved to have seen his face right there. That would have been awesome. But no, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I halfway expected him to whisper in my ear, "You disappointed me."
Oh my gosh, that would have been
Kiss
epic.
of death. Kiss of death, the whole.
And actually put lips on your cheek right there. You'd be like, whoa. Or he goes,
I gotta go. I'm out.
And the lips. Bam. I'd have left with you, man. We'd have been like, no, we're out of here. This bad thing about to happen. But no, it was a trip. We had a fun time. Um, we talked to quite a few individuals about the contracting thing. Um, I I think I blew a couple of people's minds. Rosie was laying it down. I mean, she was really talking to several people about what it's like contracting. Um, we got little interviews through Swift and things like that they did with Rosie and I. That was odd, but it was cool. I mean, I dug doing it. Um, but the conversations we had with leadership were amazing and worth every penny it cost us to be out there, I believe. And yeah, I think there's some cool things in the works, and I think everyone will be much people are always going to complain about whatever happens, and you can't help that. Um, I think the majority of sane, uh, reasonable people will be uh, pleased in the near future. James said I broke his brain. There you go. I mean, there's so many things that we're working on that we can't even talk about, and it sucks because we're just exploding. Uh, Blackbeard asked Jeff, "Did you get to meet Alex, Mother Trucker?"
Sort of. I gave him a hug. He's a lot bigger than you would expect.
Right? I thought he was a little dude. He's not. He's a
He
tall
is not.
dude.
So yeah, I did.
We can stand up and talk
I
together.
am going to. I'm going to reach out to him in the next few weeks and maybe do a Zoom call and maybe do some stuff with him.
It's funny because when Jeff and I are standing there talking to each other face to face, well, I have to scrunch and stoop down a little bit to talk to him, like, "Hey, little buddy, yeah, we can talk like adults." But with Alex, we can look just like this. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I don't know why. I just thought he was short. He's not.
Well, he's always sitting down when he's doing his videos. So
right. Yeah, and this is all you're getting, right? For the most part. I mean, what we got right
yeah,
here.
and I would encourage you to go check out his contest, his 2 contests he did with Adam.
Yeah, so he did one for the Swift stuff, right? And the other one's playing on
the Hot Wing Challenge.
That was great. I actually watched it again, finally from start to finish. While it was Sunday, Rosie and I were over there at Filiberto's, and we actually watched it while we were eating, and it was funny. It was good, and there were some good questions and good answers. But watching Adam cough from this.
So I learned something about Adam because we talked to him after that happened. And we're like, "How did that go?" He's like, "Oh man, I could not let him win though. The competition in me just came out."
Right? No spoiler alert. If you don't know who won, you should go watch it because it's good to watch. And if you saw it, don't tell anybody in the chat who won that thing because it's funny. But I can tell you that when we talked to him, it was before the challenge that they did over for the night side, and he's like, "There's no way in the hell I'm losing this."
Yep.
That I can tell you because apparently Adam Miller is a competitive dude, and their second thing was a physical challenge. He's like, "There's no way I'm gonna win this one way or the other. I'm gonna win," and it was cool. And but that was fun. We talked about them bringing Kevin Knight over, right? Because that was actually kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He came over and talked to Rosie while we were eating barbecue. That was fun. Yeah, that I don't know, man. It was we talked to so many people, and there was so much information floating around, and good for him. Tony got himself some meetings set up, which was awesome. I'm really glad we were able to facilitate some stuff happening, and we should be hearing more about that stuff in the near future. So there's a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of months, guys, that I think will be very exciting for a lot of people on multiple fronts. Sorry to be vague, but you're all going to keep asking us, "Hey, what did you guys talk about? What did you learn?" And we can't tell you what we learned yet.
And when we were talking to Adam about like I know everybody's concerned about, you know, rates and lanes and volumes, and Adam's just completely just like really transparent about it when you actually talk to him.
right? If you can
And
ever
what
get in
he,
front of them and talk to
oh
them,
man, what he said was, we've started to see a little bit of an increase, not what we'd like to see, but it is starting to go up. And so he said he thinks it's going to be a very slow, shallow climb. We are seeing an increase, but even he said not what he would like to see, but at least it's going up now instead of what we've had for the past since COVID.
yeah, he talked about some of the past. I'm not going to call them mistakes, but educational moments in the company's last couple of years.
Hmm.
He was open about the autonomous trucks, and
Oh
and
yeah,
that was a big hit to the company's bottom line. But you know what? They learned valuable information and realized that that's not the road to go down. To put it into trucking terms, that is not the road they're
well,
going down.
no, that's what caused Mother Trucker to become involved with Swift, because it was right when Swift had decided to do that test, and Alex was just like, oh man, look at these jack wagons over there with their autonomous trucks, this, that, and so Adam and those guys contacted him and said, you want to sit down? We could talk about this. We'll do it on film.
They
And and
okay. In
and
Alex's
so,
defense, and just to put some things in context, they offered to fly him out, put him up in a hotel for that whole
oh
thing. He's
yeah,
like,
he said
nope,
no.
I'll cover my own, paid with his own dime. His entire trip. In fact, this week was also on his own dime. There's no
Yeah,
compensation because
he's
we
really
asked.
big on not even a hint of favoritism. He goes to these, of course, he's like any other YouTuber, right? He does the sensationalist stuff to get the views, the clickbaits, and all that stuff. But when he does something serious, he's really adamant about that. Not even a hint of being have showing favorites at all.
Okay, so when we were talking with Adam, it was funny. Um, we talked about the clickbait thing, right? I mean, there are some in the past where you're like, that's not even near the topic, right? And it happens, whatever. It's a YouTube thing, Sometimes you just got to get the views. Clearly with our tens and tens of viewers, Jeff, that's not a big thing for Jeff and I
Yeah, we
typically.
suck at it.
But here's the thing, it was funny because Adam asked Alex, he's like, so what's your clickbait gonna be? He's like, well, for this one, it's gonna be I had a discussion or something like this. I had a discussion with the
I turned up the heat with the CEO of Swift
yeah,
or
things
something
got
like that.
heated. I had a discussion
Yeah,
with
things
the
got heated.
president
That's
of
what it was.
Swift, and things got heated. And then the other one for the night thing was going to be, I went to talk to the CEO of Night, and things
And
got
it got,
physical.
yeah.
That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I was like, man, we're not
And
smart like that,
technically not a lie.
right?
It's
It was
brilliant.
it. That is marketing gold right there. I'm just saying. The strike thing. I don't know anything about the strike. Um, when these strikes happen, it tends to kind of screw some things up a little bit at the ports.
Hmm.
It can hurt you OTR guys.
Right.
Um, I can tell you that it will not affect probably much of what I do on the target side that I'm aware of. Um, I don't know. I anytime there's strikes, I just have to wait and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Blackbeard says, uh, Craig said the strike will hurt the freight market. Blackbeard said it'll hurt more than that. Fuel will be at its the biggest hurt. I I welcome
Maybe.
that part. I'm sorry.
I hope so,
I
because I
know
get a
that's
good
terrible,
surcharge like you do. So
right? I want that surcharge to climb. I've been sad for the last 8 weeks straight, something like
it
that.
went up
We've had
this
a
year. It went up this week.
I didn't look at it, so it
Not by
was
very much, but it did go up.
well. That's I like it. Um, that would actually tickle me. So I'm just saying, I want to see $10 diesel. Is that wrong?
No.
I apologize. It makes the stuff I buy at home worse, and it's bad for the country. But if I'm
So,
looking at it from my business's standpoint, it's good for my business.
so what was the origin of your first load that went up to Denver?
The Denver load was Costco.
So it originated in Phoenix.
Yep.
So do you get the bump, even though it was a Costco trailer move?
I think so. Yeah, it's still a Swift load.
Yay! Yay, Charlie.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I forgot all about that. That'll be
Yeah.
awesome. So get this, I was all bummed because I got a Costco load to Denver. I'm like, oh man, grossed out all the way up there. That's gonna. Turns out they had a stack of empty old Costco trailers that they needed to move from the Phoenix Costco to the Aurora Costco. They're repositioning these trailers, and we did an empty trailer move. Fantastic, full mileage rate, surcharge, the whole thing. It was awesome. And then the load I'm on right now is empty cans from Denver to Milwaukee. So my week of all grossed out to get to Phoenix turned into
Two
wonderful
basically
things.
empty trailers.
Right, which is going to help because Lord knows it was not groovy. So this cigar tastes funny. It's a different one. I don't know what I don't even know. I took the wrapper off. I don't even know what it is.
So I
Got a
got to
sweet
put my
taste to it.
I got to put my plug in for Airbnb real quick because Donna and I
VRBO.
realized this when we went to our second son's wedding a couple of years ago. Especially if you're traveling with a family, dude, Airbnb is the bomb.
I'm going with VRBO. I like them better.
Do you?
Well, that's who did our house down there in Phoenix.
Hmm.
When I looked at Airbnb on a lot of the Phoenix stuff, it threw me off because I was having to filter out through, hey, a room in a house with Sarah and Jessica, or Mark and Tony, and you're like, a room? No, bro, I don't need roommates. I got my own. I'm just saying it was weird to me. And when I
You know
looked at
you can
VRBO, it was all like nice houses.
you can click the button for full house, right?
Stop that. That's way too technical for my old man brain. I'm 53 now, Jeff. I'm just saying, I'm old like
Yeah.
Rosie now.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm waiting to
I'm
see if I
looking
can
northeast. I'm looking
I'm hoping
northeast
she's
for
sleeping.
the atomic explosion of Rosie's brain.
I think she's asleep. Shh, don't tell her. So
So what
yeah,
you're saying is that Donna should talk to her woman to woman and say, Rosie, you really need to watch the replay about an
oh my
hour and
God.
10 minutes in.
Do not do that thing where you cut to that exact point in the video. That is not cool. I'm just saying. What's up, Dennis? Sorry, buddy. I saw you there. Just we were rolling. He's heading to Missouri and then heading to Maine. No, Maine, yucky. Can't go there. I don't even know what that is. It's not even on my map. I apologize. Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of scary stuff happens in Maine in Stephen King books. I'm just saying.
Right? What's that about?
I don't know. So yeah,
He's trying
again,
to harm the tourism
so
up there?
we could bring up, the strike thing, right? I think the pertinent question here, Blackbeard, was the only question that matters to us. And how's that going to affect your business?
Right.
How's that affecting you personally? Because again, as a business owner, that's what you need to be paying attention to. We're in an election cycle right now. Tempers are flaring. People are not talking to their brother this season because they're voting for the wrong person. Dude, forget all that and just pay attention to what is going on that will actually affect your business.
Right.
How you vote, I don't care. I mean, personally I do, but I'm not willing to give up relationships over freaking voting for the wrong side. There are people out there doing that right now. Don't get caught up in all that. Just focus on things like, is the PRO Act going to pass?
Right.
If it passes, how do you react to that? How do you
Right.
stay in business?
What are you gonna
How
do?
do you pivot? Those are the things to really focus on. I no longer pay attention to politics like I used to, because it just made me, and Donna will tell you, it made me into an angry man. listen to all those talking heads, and you figure out that nobody's telling you the truth anyway. But that's another thing altogether.
Right.
But I do pay attention to legislation that could affect my business. The state of Illinois just codified an AB5 law for the state of Illinois. It's actual law now. That's going to affect owner operators and contractors specifically that operate out of the state of Illinois.
Right.
Swift decided well ahead of this thing. No, we're done there. It's going to pass. We know it's going to pass. We're just done offering owner operators a position up there.
Right.
So what do you do then, Charlie? Let's say that Florida, for some reason, just lost its doggone mind and passed an AB5 law. What do you do?
Well,
What are your
here's my
alternatives?
plan. I'm just gonna pick up my toys out of the sandbox, and I'm gonna become a Walmart greeter. No, the hell I'm not. I'm gonna figure out a way to stay in business, one way or another. I'm gonna adjust. I'm going to step back and look at what's happening and find an option that works for me and my business and my family. That's what I'm gonna do. Do I know what the answer is? Nope.
Oh, you
But I'm
guys
gonna
don't
work
even
it out.
understand. A couple of years ago, when it looked like the PRO Act was going to pass, Charlie and I had a lot of discussions. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to go get our own authority if we want to be in business for ourselves if this thing passes.
Right?
How do
And
we
we
do that?
right? We talked
What do we
about
need
our
to
own
do?
authority separately, own authority together. We
Yeah,
can pool our money. I we look
even having an authority package under contractor's corner, trying to figure out a way to do that to keep guys in business.
right,
Um, because you can't let them, they, them, they, whoever they are, you can't let them win, man. You don't let that dictate your life.
right.
You know, there's always a solution. Part of being an entrepreneur is finding the solution to problems.
Even more than you can't let them win, Jeff. You
Hmm.
can't let you fail.
There you go.
Better way. It's
Yeah,
on me. Everything that happens, it's on me. One way or
that,
another, it's on me. I am the business owner.
that's going on a quote card, Charlie.
There you go. Write it down, bro, because I am not. I'm going to bed right after this. I got to get up at 3, and I'm not happy. And Jeff's been up since like 1 or something like that. So he's
Yeah.
not. He's gonna be. Craig, I'm gonna call you back tomorrow. I know I owe you a call. I simply ran out of time today, man. I apologize. If that's cool, Craig, I will call you when I get the hell out of Wisconsin, bro. Yeah. I'm not. Bitcoin John. I love you, man. I don't know that I can put that up. I just don't even know what to do. Wow. There's a lot going on here. World Trade Bridge is closed, and they're banning commercial motor vehicle across the border in El Paso right now. Apparently,
I heard there was some interesting goings on in El Paso recently.
right?
So
Ryan said he's pulling empty doc. Hello. Ryan said he's pulling empty Dr. Pepper cans going to Phoenix or going from Phoenix to Fruitland, Idaho.
Yep.
That's funny. Doing the Nevada crawl. Some days it's like going through Texas.
Yep.
PO box somewhere else that may or may not work for some things.
Well, I know at
Our-
Swift you have to have your license in a state
right.
that they offer it in. So Mike, I've got family in Texas. I could easily just say I moved to Texas. I guess people used to do that scam in the military. Remember, Charlie? Because Texas had has no income tax.
Right.
And as a service member, you could say your address is anywhere that's actually there. So
Chris Hamilton. I know I have it somewhere, but do it again. Send me your home address. Text it to me, will you? And I will pass it on to Victor. Victor said he's going to send that thing out to you next time he gets home.
that's Mr. Chris Hamilton, right?
Yep, Mr. Chris Hamilton and
We're
Mr.
gonna
Victor
get-
Jackson.
We're going to get an address for Chris.
Yes, we are,
right?
because he's going to send it to me right now for Victor's to
Yeah.
send him in the backpack. Stuff. Look, I'll do a thing. I, um, yeah. So there you go. Chris Hamilton, text me right now, man. Okay, maybe not, but soon. And I will forward that over to Victor, and that'll be awesome. And Victor, I owe you one, sir. Not sure how to pay you back, but I'll owe you one. Um, maybe I won't cup your buttocks when I hug you when we meet up face to face. There you go. Some people would find that as a definite good thing. Other people get really thrown off by it. This thing, I may or may not have told somebody's wife who happens to be married to a VP in one of the companies to give her man a hug from me because I like him and he knows I'm going to hug him anyhow. But while she was hugging him, I said, and whisper in his ear, and he wanted me to cup your butt and grab his butt while you're doing it, and it totally creeped him out. It was awesome. But then he got into it, so it was fine. But I'm just saying, it's a thing.
Oh, darkness falls.
I hugged Grant, one of the fleet leaders at Ocala, pulled him in for a deep, long, meaningful hug with longing eye contact and whispered into his ear and told him, in my mind right now, I'm holding both of your buttocks. And the terminal leader was looking at us from across the terminal, trying to figure out, because he tried to pull away from me and I pulled him back in for an extra little bit. And he was like, what is happening here? Like, he just didn't know it. And when we let go, he's like, what just went down over there? And I said, it's a good thing I'm fixed or he'd be pregnant. What? I don't even know what just happened now. Dennis, I am in Wisconsin right now. Jeff is in the People's Republic
I'm
of
in. Yep, I'm in
Kakalaki.
California.
Yeah, California. Just let it go. Just don't even think about it. Just it's prison, Jeff. Let it happen. I know there's some questions we missed. If we didn't answer your question, please throw it back up and we'll get back to it. Otherwise, I don't think that I can scroll back and find anything right now because shot brain. It's been a long couple of days. It's been a
Yeah,
long, really 2 weeks,
yeah. Things are just so expensive here, bro.
right?
I was talking to the lady that was serving up the barbecue inside. Her rent for just a little bitty apartment is like 2,800 a month here.
That's insane. And I'm living in
And
a
I
3,500 square foot house for 1,400
yeah, I looked there and said, "Wow, that's more than my mortgage."
with a massive yard in town, a mile and a half from the Gulf Beach. Just saying, I
Yeah.
can walk to the beach. I
Well,
don't
do you
like going there,
remember,
but I can do it,
Charlie, when it was cheaper to rent than it was to buy?
right?
I remember those days. I mean, as close as we got to having to find a new living situation that during my screw up there, we were
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
and what are we supposed to do? If you can't afford your mortgage, how are you supposed to afford rent on a place? You know what I mean? It's a weird thing.
Jeff made me spend money this week.
I did not.
He absolutely did. He's like, "Hey, Charlie, can we stop at the Verizon store?" And that's my attempt at a Barney voice because that was awesome. I apologize. Big purple dinosaur. I love you.
Yeah, we
You
both
love
got a new tablet and a new
right.
phone.
I ended up with 2 phones and a tablet, and I got a really cool mount. I don't know where the box went. I think Rosie might have thrown it away. I don't know where it is, but I am pretty stoked about this mount. I This is bad video. I gotta find this box. I don't think she threw it out. Oh, and I got a new Verizon Business internet device, and get this, it's got 4 antennas that stick out of the top of it like this. And Jeff's like, when are they gonna make the antenna ports for these boxes? Because I don't have an antenna. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Mine has 4 antennas that stick out of the top of it, and it's pretty good. And I can only imagine how bad my signal would be if I didn't have those magical 4 antennas sticking up out of the top like that. Makes it kind of look like a bird with some pretty feathers coming out of his head. I did not buy any firearms. I would have liked to. Things are a little tight. Not buying guns right now. Just saying. Everything okay. Okay. everything that we got at the Verizon, I was just taking them there, and they couldn't do what he wanted to do at first. And I said, well, hey Rosie, why don't you show him your phone, because her inside screen cracked on her fold, right? And they're like, oh, we don't have one in right now. And I'm like, well, is there another phone you want, babe? And she started looking around, and then I ended up with the same phone. Rosie and I both ended up with the S24 Ultra. I believe that's what Jeff got too.
Mhm.
And we got these S9 FE tablets, and they're amazing. And I threw my Garmin in the back. I'm done with my Garmin because now I'm using Trucker's Path. I paid for 6 months to try it out. I should have just paid for the whole year. I was like, oh, I don't know. I haven't
Right
used
now,
it forever.
the 6 month is a better deal right now. They got that promotion going, so you did
Well,
good.
it's a, well, no, it's not, because if I had paid for a year, it was only $100 more, and for 6 months it was like 149, and for the whole year it was 249. So the better deal really was the whole year, but whatever. It worked out. I'm digging it so far. I got to learn how to use it better, how to find places. Kind of hard, even on this big ass tablet. I said a word. That
So the cool thing about the app that I have at Panther,
I'm
the
here. I got to look for something. Go ahead.
Arc Best app, is they actually have just an icon next to the address for your shipper and your consignee that just copies it to clipboard. They can go into Trucker's Path and paste it. It's pretty nice. What are you doing, Charlie?
I'm showing you my butt because I thought you wanted to see it. Everybody wants to see my butt. That's what Rosie says. I'm grabbing this mount. I found out Rosie just told me it's on the dash, and I had to get away over there. It's too far over, and I'm not flexible. So this mount I got, this thing's like metal, right? It's sturdy. It's got weight to it. It's a thing. And the mount I have, the tablet held in right now, I'm not pleased with. This one right here. Little publicity from our tens and tens of viewers. Is heavy duty tablet dock pro dash window metal clamp mount, and this thing is awesome. From Brackertron. Wait, Breaktron. I don't know how to say that word. I got it at the Loves. It's pretty fantastic. So it'll stretch out, Jeff, and hold the tablet from the sides. And I'm telling you, I am not worried about it falling out of here. It's that good and that tight, I think.
Okay.
Because I was going to set it like that, but then I can't. The stylus, is magnetic to the back of the tablet, and it wouldn't sit in the holder right, because there's a little lip. So if I put it on the sides, I can still mount my stylus on it, and it won't fall off. So, yeah, I'm all excited. And you know what? Before I go to bed, I'm mounting this new mount. That's going to happen tonight.
That might be interesting, as tired as you are.
Right? It could be a tragic thing. I'm just saying. I lost my trackball. Look, I'm not using a mouse. I got my trackball. I was smart to get it out today. Whoop whoop. Love me a thumb trackball. Anyhow, speaking of El Paso, Timothy Ransom said, speaking of El Paso, Texas DOT is messing with traffic on I-10 by having east and westbound lanes down to one lane during rush hour for no reason in their construction zone. That's everywhere. Kathy said, when does time end for lease operators? At Swift. Go ahead, Jeff, because I just like watching you explain this.
You're talking about the settlement time?
Yep, the pay period.
Okay, so this one's a loaded question.
I love this.
Get my drink so I don't cough all
I know
over
you
the
had,
place.
you had to get a sip in for this one.
Oh man, I don't even drink alcohol, and I just need something to drink. So technically, the end of your pay period is Wednesday night at midnight. But wait, it's not that easy, is it?
No.
They only guarantee pay for trips that are scanned by 3 p.m. Phoenix time on Tuesday. Now, I always like to say this before everybody says, oh, effing Swift, right? It's not Swift.
Right.
So when you scan your bills into the system, it goes to a clearinghouse, which then collates the data, puts it into an information packet, and sends it over to payroll at Swift. They're the ones that say they only guarantee that the trips will be transmitted to Swift within 24 hours of receiving them. Now, that said, I have only failed to get paid on a load as late as like 11:30 at night on Wednesday. I'll scan it, still see it on the payroll that week.
Right.
I've had maybe one in all this time that I didn't get paid for. And, okay, they say it's a guarantee by a certain time. It's convoluted. It's not Swift's
Now,
fault. It's Clearinghouse's fault.
if it's a load that does not require paperwork to be scanned, such as
Then
a
it
T
goes into
call
autopay.
or one of those, dedicated accounts like a Target with no backhaul, as soon as you hit the empty call, it's done. It's in the
Walmart.
system. Yeah. Um, weird thing. If Target has a backhaul, we have to scan the bills in. So then I got to worry about that, right? It's weird. I only have to scan bills if we have a backhaul. So whatever. Yeah, if you don't have to scan anything, midnight Wednesday is the cutoff. And that's always worked. It just works. I mean, every now and then they got a weird glitch in the system. But that's usually because point is down and you didn't actually, the empty call didn't go through in time or something like that.
Right.
And that's a thing. But officially the pay period starts at 0001 on Thursday morning and ends at 00 or 23:59 on Wednesday evening. With those caveats in mind.
So the best practice though, and I still do this because we scan our bills here just like you do there. As soon as I'm done, a lot of times I'll still be at the dock and I'm scanning paperwork. Just get it done.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to scan my bills first thing tomorrow morning as soon as I'm empty.
Yep.
It's Wednesday. And I need this on this payroll because look, I've not been working a lot in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Hey, I'll just mention too. Well, how come these companies could do same day pay? I guarantee you, if you don't scan a signed bill of lading, you ain't getting paid ever.
Right?
I mean, it's just a thing.
They need it in their system to verify.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way it is. I think it's the same company that used to do the old trip packs. Remember the trip packs? Where we go to this office in Phoenix and they would open the envelope and do all that stuff and input stuff and send it to payroll. Yeah, percentage. So if Swift were to ever go to percentage, pay attention to your contract, folks. Swift is on a net 15 per the contract. So if they ever do that and you get an opportunity to do a percentage at Swift, I mean, we have a few already. Northeast is you can do a Northeast percentage contract. Make sure you read that thing and know what your net pay period is. And if you don't know what that means, net 15, net 30, net 60, some places are up to a net 90. And that means that they'll pay out settlements within that amount of days. That's what that means. So I mean, how are you doing on that percentage these days, Michael? I'm interested to know that. I know that they lowered the percentage a little bit last year, and it caused a lot of people to get upset and go regular OTR. But I'm wondering how those of you that stayed on it, how you're doing.
Sorry,
Charley, tell Michelle you want that bonus.
Right? You would have had to tell her that. Look, if I get it, great. If I don't, I ain't worried about it. I appreciate the thought, though, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some nastiness that happened about a year and a half ago where people were kind of not being 100% truthful about that, and it became a whole thing. And so now if you have someone that brings you into Swift, you have to tell your recruiter, hey, this person, here's their driver code, they brought me in. Otherwise, they don't get credit for it.
Victor, I texted you Chris Hamilton's information. Chris Hamilton, I texted Victor your information. You guys are awesome. See, I love when this stuff happens. This was kind of like
Michael
what happened
says
between me and that. Go ahead.
Michael says it hurt, but he's in survival mode. Rates are getting better. That's good to know. So it is, it's not just Swift that we talk to. We talk to people around the country, and things are on the rebound. It's just really, I would say, Charlie, agonizingly slow.
Right?
I think that if you survive this post-COVID market, when things do get back to where we all think they should be, dude, take that opportunity and save a bunch of money, because this is going to happen again.
Right?
Oh, it's like the stock market, only not quite as volatile. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Now, if some people are out there saying, well, what if we don't recover? Let me tell you something. If it doesn't recover, then we have much worse things to worry about than our little freight businesses.
Right? Yeah. See, Michael said he put a bunch of money away during COVID. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Something we couldn't get a lot of people to do, which was crazy to me. Could not
Yep.
get anyone to save money. It was baffling. I'm like, bro, it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash. Jeff and I were like, the sky is falling, and everybody's like, you guys are crazy. Yeah, it's insane. And Dennis, no, it is absolutely driving me nuts, because I'm gonna deadhead from Wisconsin tomorrow morning if I don't have a load going directly south from Wisconsin. I'm going to deadhead my happy
Charlie-
butt straight to the house.
Charlie thinks he's Moses.
Look, I can't help it, man. I can't leave my people alone. I have to be there in case bad things happen.
Yeah, Timothy, you're right. Freight is fine. We are back to pre-COVID levels. And if you pay attention to like the DAT guys, they completely just like late 2019 to late 2020. It's not even on their model,
Right.
because it was just so crazy. And another thing that Adam said about this freight market starting to go up, he actually said, I'm just hoping that some of these idiots that came in last time to take advantage of that, they just stay home this time.
Right.
Because that's what's going on. We should be fine, but we still have that weird, the banks don't want their money back, which is weird.
Right.
So many people got in the freight business with, let's be honest, Charlie, you owe more on that truck than you should because of when you got it. We've talked about that.
Exactly.
And the banks are like, well, we got too many of these loans out there. We're just hoping that we're just really hoping that business picks up for you, buddy. That's what the banks are saying. Whereas, in 2008, they were repoing trucks left and right.
Right.
They're not doing that this time. It's weird.
Oh, they don't want the inventory.
Right.
They'll let you slide on that stuff for quite some time. They're like, it's better you have it and know us than us have it and get nothing, because that's what's going to happen. There's nothing. They're going to take a loss on every bit of it. Dennis, yeah. So I just heard officially yesterday about this hurricane. Didn't know because I've been so damn busy all week. I saw something early last week where they said there was a hurricane or a storm that might develop into a hurricane, and they showed the entire Gulf as the potential path. And I was like, right? And then yesterday they're like, yeah, it's going to smash between Pace, Florida and Pensacola, which is, the Big Bend, as they call it, which puts, when a hurricane does that and comes in at that angle, it puts my house in Crystal River into that high storm surge area, because it's on the back end where it's pulling it all along and slamming it into the coast. And like I said, I'm only a mile from the beach, and we're only 9 feet above sea level. So it can be problematic. And I don't want my babies at the house without grandpa there to put them up on his shoulders while he tries to keep his nose above water, if that's what has to happen. Or to throw them on the roof. Whatever needs to happen, I'm just saying. I'm a fixer. And if I'm not there, I can't fix anything. And that will drive me nuts. So I'm going to eat the cost if that's what I have to do. Don't care. It's just a thing, and it's going to suck financially. But I know understand what it's going to cost me. But it's just a thing. It's a thing. Have I
It
mentioned
is.
that it's a thing? I mean,
You
Jeff,
have.
it's a thing, Jeff.
It is.
But yeah, and then I'll be going back to Target directly after that, as soon as we get through that nonsense again.
They invited you
Um,
back, did they?
yeah, I just said that I've got a spot, so that's cool. I asked her yet this morning. Was it this morning? Yes, this morning. I don't know. They all got together. I think it was this morning. And yeah, so mm, mm, mm. yeah, like Jeff was saying, Adam Miller was actually saying that that it's too much, too many trucks on the road. Still, I mean, freight volumes are actually pretty high. The problem is we got all these dang trucks on the road, and there's just too many trucks available. He absolutely believes that we are out of the bottom. He believes that the market did bottom out. He said that. I heard the words come out of his mouth, and that we are, like Jeff said earlier, on a slow, steady incline. He even said that we're actually starting now to see, which we haven't seen in the last couple of years, some seasonality in freight. So the little ups and little downs, right, that we see, not as big a swing as we used to see on the seasonality swings, but there's hope because we're actually seeing those seasonality swings, right?
Right.
And that's an indicator of things coming back to whatever the new normal is going to be. We still to this right now don't know what the new normal is. You know, if we lose 100,000 trucks next month, 200,000 trucks, 300,000 trucks next month, that's better for all of us that are still on the road. It sounds harsh, but it's true.
Yeah, but that's business. You want to be the
Right.
guy that survives. That's
But
part of
that's
the game.
and that's why we talk about maintaining and controlling the out of pocket expenses everywhere that you can, especially those of us who are on set mileage contracts. We're not negotiating rates on the spot market or anywhere else. We have a set mileage contract. We don't get to hope for a raise because it ain't happening, especially not while the market's on the bottom end. No company in their right mind is going to offer a raise to a mileage contract when that's happening. That's just giving away money that they don't even have themselves. So what do? We reduce our fuel costs. We reduce maintenance costs, not by not doing maintenance, not by not driving, by shopping right for fuel, by using fuel cards, whether it's the ES Advantage, Mud Flap, the Pilot one, the Loves one, whatever it is that gets you the lowest price. I don't care if it's using cash right now. If that's what gets you the right price right now, that's what you should be doing every day,
Right.
right? Searching for the best insurance that you can get. This is one of those things where you don't always get the best by paying the least. So this is one that I'll spend a little bit more on to have better coverage, because in the event of a catastrophe on the insurance, right? With Seabright, it's a little bit higher than the bargain basement OIDA stuff, but I have gap coverage. I have my business operating expense coverage. I have my accident reimbursement coverage. I have all these other coverages that are going to take care of me in the event of a catastrophe in my trucking business. You know, so I pay slightly more than what I'm paying OIDA and get a whole huge world of things that are way much better than what OIDA or several others are offering. You know,
Right.
people like Swift are seeing the downside of contractors having coverages like WIDA because they're fighting every damn claim. I mean,
Right.
they're absolutely, oh no, put this back on the carrier. Oh no, put this on the driver. Wait, what? Why do I have insurance if I got to fight you? You're supposed to be on my side. Well, I can tell you that Tony Dennis and the team at Seabright, they are 100% on our side. That I assure you, because I've seen it. And, Jeff and I get reports out of them about, claims that are out there, things that have happened. And we see it every day. There's people that haven't even paid their damn bill. They're still fighting for those people to make sure that they're taken care of. Even though they never paid a premium, they're still trying to get their claims paid because it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
You know, so I pay a little bit more for my insurance, but that gives me peace of mind on the greater uh, business side of it. Um, finding ways to reduce your maintenance costs, not by not doing maintenance, shopping around, finding deals somewhere where you can get the things you need done at a lesser cost. Sometimes if you're at a carrier like Swift, you get a better hourly rate. 80 bucks an hour for shop work at a Swift shop versus 120 at the TA.
Right.
Right. If you're a ES Advantage member, you get a little discount on the TA or Love's shop rates. But it ain't 80 bucks.
That's right.
But if that's what you got, that's what you got. You work with what you have and what you can get a hold of. So do these things, you guys. It will solidify your business. It'll teach you how to run lean, so that when it does get better, now you put some savings away. Now maybe you buy that one shiny thing, not 5 shiny things. Buy one shiny thing on the next upswing. Right?
Can I buy 2?
As long as you pay cash for them. Huh? How's that for a caveat?
Well, so I actually looked at what a Raptor costs,
Yeah.
and I could literally buy a fully decked out Toyota Tacoma and RAV4 for what a Raptor costs. Just saying.
Reality hit him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Michael said over the past month he has seen an increase in the rate being on the percentage league. So the contract rates are coming up, and we said it would happen, and that was because we were watching the smart guys over at DAT. And Swift is working really hard. For those of us over at Swift, Swift is working hard, as I'm sure every carrier right now that runs contract freight, they're out there hustling. They're trying to get things made, but they also don't want to shoot themselves in the foot by underbidding. So they've got to stand their ground and say, look, we're offering you this service, and maybe that's a premium. They've got to make money too in order for us to make money. If they're not making money, we're darn sure not going to make anything, because we're not even going to be there anymore.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Be looking at all of the aspects of your business. What is the state of your customer? If you lock into a contract with a customer, and if you're running your own numbers or something like that, let's say you lock in a contract with a customer that says, hey, we're going to run 10 loads a day. And so you're like, well, that's great. Me and my guys can cover that. And what's the financial health of that customer you just made that deal with? Because what happens if they go out of business in 30 days? What if they lock the doors up on you in 30 days? What are you going to do? Because that contract's no longer good. That contract is dead. They don't have freight to ship. I don't care what the contract says. Fight it out in bankruptcy court. You're a low man on the totem pole. Good luck. Just saying. I mean, these are all things that you've got to be looking at. And if you're not, you're doing yourself and your business a huge disservice, you guys. So, yeah.
All that and more.
Right? But wait, there's more. And for an additional $9.99, wait, that's too many nines. I was on a roll.
I'll take it though if you got it.
Hey, for that amount, Jeff will take his shirt off on camera. Somebody took a picture of Jeff and I in a compromising position.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it out there. That's just a tease. You're welcome. Yeah, we're coming up on the end.
I think that's worth $57 a month right there, because that's right. That's the only place you're going to see it is in the private group. I'm just saying.
That's funny. That's great. You know what's funny, Jeff, is the ambient colors.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiples.
Yes.
Every click had a different color in it, which I thought was funny and fantastic all at the same time. And oh my God, the looks are great. Anyhow, that's something that people might want to check out at some point, because that's going to be hilarious, and I'm sure it'll leak out at some point. People are rotten. Whatever. What else we got, Jeff? What do you guys have? Is there anything you guys want to throw at us? We've got about 10 or so minutes, 15, something like that. I don't know. The clock on my computer is not right, Jeff. It's behind by 2 minutes from my cell phone, and that's weird. I don't even understand how to process that.
That's kind of bizarre, yeah.
It's usually synced with my network that I'm on.
No,
If it has to update,
mine is right on there.
I don't understand what's happening. The laptop, whatever, it hates me. I got a weird notice today on my laptop when I started. It said your version of Windows 11 is no longer receiving security updates. Blah blah blah. Do this thing, and I'm like, remind me later. I don't even know what they're saying. But Windows 11, what do you mean I'm not getting Windows updates? You better stop it.
That is weird.
So I got to figure that out. That's something I got to sort out. That'll be fun. Because I don't even like Windows 11. But I had to put it on my other computer because I figured it was time before it was no longer free.
I like it.
I just don't like the layout. Whatever.
Get used to it.
I don't like everything down the middle.
You're gonna take it and you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I keep to this day. I keep going to that bottom left corner trying to find stuff, and it's not there. I can't help it.
I actually think that's kind of funny.
And you would, because you're a mean old man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I lost my lighter.
Here's something little human interest for you guys. So we went out to dinner with Tony Dennis to a taco place. He did not.
Oh my God!
He did not know what Taco Tuesday was.
That man is sheltered. I like him. I love Tony. He's, you know what? We absolutely a hoot to hang out with.
We got him cultured in the southwestern cuisine there.
Yeah, we had to explain what everything on the menu was. Like, what are carnitas? What is pastor? What is carne acida? That was great. What is carne acida? Gosh, that just made me tingle in places I can't talk about on.
I would just say that they didn't have chili relleno.
Oh my God. It was good time, but we got to break it all down for him, and he did a thing, and that was awesome. And Rosie was just mowing down on tacos, which is fun. She was like, I need another tray. Okay, so she only got like one more, but whatever. It was fun. We had a good time. We had some really good discussion, and Tony actually helped get Jeff and I focused on some stuff we're working on. So that was good. You know, I like that we have this team around us that helps keep us focused or get us back on track, because our team is not afraid to say, hey, you're making dumb moves right now. Fix that. Why are you doing this? Right? Okay, there was a conversation between Jeff and Tony that got a little heated. I mean, not like, a pound sand bro or anything like. Look, I understood what both of them were talking about, but each of them was thinking the other thought they knew what the other was talking about, and they were on two different subjects. It was great. Like it was, and I was just sitting there laughing because they're both like, "But no, that's wrong," and they're like, "No, that's wrong," and "No, you're wrong," and "No, you're wrong," and it was hilarious to me because I'm like, "You're both right. You're just talking about different things."
Yep.
And then I had to break it down Barney style. Yep, I did it. I waited a while though. And then we came together in the middle, and it was much fun. And Tony got me flow charting things. That's a weird thing for me to do, but I'm doing it. And we have plans that we're working on, and oh man, I'm so excited and jacked up. That's part of why I'm so tired now, because I've been like 1,000 miles an hour all of last week and still going, and I think I'm hitting the wall, so I need to get home. Yeah, but it's good. We all need a kick in the pants every now and again, guys. And you know what? Just remember, when you're a part of the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community, our team is your team, right? That's why we've been building these relationships with people in the insurance side, in fuel, in medical health, in all of these things, in the accounting world, with Trucker CFO. God, I love that guy. Seriously, like Our team is your team. But you need to be a part of that Road Warrior entrepreneur community, guys. That's why we built that team, so that our team can be your team when you have a problem, when you need a service. We've got a guy, right?
Yep.
And let's be real. That is how most business is done in the world. You've got a guy that's got a guy. You need a thing done? Oh, I know a guy that does that. Those are the best relationships to have, because that's where you get usually your best value. Honest to God. You've got a guy that introduces you to a guy.
That's right.
I'm going to say it again. It's a thing.
I mean, that's how we met both Tony and Colton.
Right.
Was through our
We had a
relationship
guy.
with Jeff Reese at ES Advantage. And we're like, hey, we've got this issue with the cameras and the insurance at Swift. Oh, you want to talk to our insurance guy? Okay.
Right.
And we met Tony. And at this
And look
point,
what
we had
that
already
turned out.
talked to like a wide, and we were basically told to go pound sand on what we wanted, the gap.
Right.
They wouldn't even talk to us after that. We wanted the gap coverage. Nope, we ain't doing it. Not even going to talk about it, not even a discussion. Tony was like, huh, so how much of a gap do you guys usually have? Well, let's see what we can do for you on that. Colton, hey, I'm not a fan of ATBS. I mean, they're probably the biggest firm of their kind, but they had some issues in their company that cost me money. So I went looking for a new CPA. Jeff Reese was like, hey, you should talk to that Colton guy. I'm like, yeah, I remember I heard he was on that Trucker Todd guy's show a couple times. Yeah, I'll give him a call. So I'm totally, by the way, going to credit Jeff with that introduction, because he actually introduced us to the guy.
Right. He got us
like
on a video call together. And
yeah.
Michael Fowler, did you all hear the Halo systems are going to be on the new trucks? Yep. We talked about that last Tuesday.
Yep.
And
we saw it on a brand new Freightliner that was a company truck.
Yep. I thought
But
it was
anyway.
a contractor truck. They were going to give me that truck if it was a contractor truck. Not give me, but
And it's the upgraded Halo system. It's the one with the TPS monitoring system.
Yeah.
that you sync to your phone.
Bluetooth to the phone, which is what Jeff and I were talking about. If you're going to have the Halo system, I think you need a TPMS system, because there has been some issues with the Halo systems. They fail. It happens. But a lot of people think, oh, well, it's on there and it's working. They don't even realize that their tire's gone low or flat or whatever. They're not equal. But with that TPMS, and it just syncs to your phone. And you know what? I'll sync it to my tablet. And when an alert pops up, it'll say, hey, dummy, you've got a low tire. And I'm really excited about that. And that will be on the truck that I'm getting in January, February.
Right. From what we've been
Jeff
told,
doesn't talk me out of it.
The new trucks starting in January will have that on it. So I don't know if it's just the Freightliner. So did we find that out? Or did they even know at this point?
I don't know. I only saw it and heard about it on the Freightliner for sure. I don't know about any of the manufacturers. Because they're on some of the 25s that they're getting now. And it's, yeah. Oh, but they are, and just to reiterate, they are absolutely actually getting contractor trucks. They finally started ordering contractor trucks, and there will be not just converted company trucks into contract trucks, but actual, the leather seats if you're into that. And some of the minor upgrades.
And the Swift's rhetoric has changed in the last 365 days. By the way, Charlie, you did notice that, right?
Yeah.
Because when we interviewed Adam last year for when we had that sit down with him and filmed it and all that stuff.
Yep.
We asked them what they saw the future of the division, and they really would not commit to the old Jerry Glory days of 5,000-6,000 owner operators. Right. Talking with Ken McBee, who is
that was awesome,
now in charge. He's like, absolutely, we're looking to go back to that 5,500 mark. We want to build that business out. We're looking at some new programs and this and that, and he's really taking the bull by the horns, as it were, trying to get Swift back into that owner operator model that was so successful back when Jerry was trying to make half the fleet owner operators. So that was definitely a change that I picked up on. I don't know if you picked up on that, Charlie.
Yeah. So Timothy's Ransom will Swift Shop install Halo on owner operators who want them. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I can tell you this, Tim. From everything I've seen, it's not a difficult install at all.
Right.
It's something you could actually do very simply on your own with very a socket,
Well, I wonder
a
if you
basic
could
socket set.
do the good old cost plus in the parts room and just ask
That
for
would be fantastic, right?
4 of them.
Right. I just don't know if that's going to be available. We'll have to wait and see for that. Maybe that's something we could ask as we get a little bit closer to the end of the year when all of that's starting to flow. Excuse me. But yeah, Michael Fowler did his 5 minutes per hub. Tim, it's a super easy install. OTR Vic, Trucker Todd doesn't advise working with Trucker CFO anymore. Not going to get into that.
I better not get into that.
I can tell you that I don't believe he's right. How's that? Yeah, we're gonna leave that on that. But hey, OTR Vic, not putting down your comment there. I know exactly what you're talking about, and you know what? We're all entitled to our opinion. It's just that some opinions are right. My bad. I apologize. I'm not trying to start static, man. That was a joke, man.
You better bless those pygmies, bro.
No, but that was a joke. That was purely in good fun. I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm gonna get slammed on that one now. Good God.
If it gets us views, I'm down for it, bro.
Hey Todd, that was a joke, bro. Send him the whole clip if you're gonna do it, is what I'm saying. Anyhow, we're trying to stir things up. I know you're not trying to stir things up, OTR Vic. I'm just saying that someone's going to take that clip and they're going to send it to him. Someone's going to message him right now and say, oh my God, Charlie talked about you. Stop it. It's not like that. Everything is fine in the world. Right. It's not like that. The dude does his thing. We do our thing. The world is fine. I don't even know how to get out of this, Jeff. Would you just save me from myself?
Hey, you know what?
Get us out of this.
That's our time. That's our time.
Good God.
We're 2 minutes over, Charlie.
I need to install this dang mount for my tablet and go to bed.
3 a.m. Just go to bed. I've been up since 1 and it's 7 something. I don't know what time it is.
I have to be rolling by 3. That's the thing for me. I'm 51 miles. I figure that puts me there like 50 minutes of leeway for my appointment time. I'm pretty sure Milwaukee traffic's not going to be slammed at 4 a.m.
Well, you never know.
I know, right? But so I'm
say that now. Hey, you know what though, Charlie? I actually have wood that I can knock on in my Western Star.
Oh, damn it! We almost made it.
Got it.
We got in at the end. You're a terrible person. Tim Wall, everybody, Michael Fowler, OTR Vic, Tim Ransom, everybody, Dennis Lewis, all you guys. I'm not naming everybody. Victor Jackson, Craig Hudson. Victor Jackson, thank you for doing that. Chris Hamilton, he says he's going to try and get it out Friday when he gets home. No promises, just be looking for it. You guys, we'll see you here next Tuesday, like we see every Tuesday. Like you see, it's every Tuesday. All tens and tens of you. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be safe. Look after each other. No one's out here looking after us but us. And Jeff, go ahead, do your thing.
Keep that rubber side down.
Catch you on the next one, guys.